Hey everyone, welcome back to Trouble Busters in the Synergo sessions. We're so excited to have you here. I'm Valentin.
And I'm Madison, and together we're your co hosts on this journey into the messy, honest side of building software. The odd bugs, the Friday deployment oopses, and the lessons we learned the hard way. You don't have to code to feel the pain of IT projects. Trouble Busters is for anyone who works with tech, dev, design, product, marketing, or leadership. We talk about the bumps, the quick fixes, and the lessons that help teams move forward.
Today we have a very special episode with some exciting guests. We have our marketing team lead, George, our HR specialist, Mada, and one of our project managers, Flavia.
Welcome to Trouble Busters, a year in review. It's so fun to have everybody on here today. And a quick shout out to Flavia for being a returning guest. Nice to have you on. Yay!
Yay, it's good to be here.
All right. So, to kick off our year in review, we have some fun tidbits, little things that we've collected over the year, such as our word of the year. Something that we have said over and over this year that has stuck out to us as, okay, maybe I should pull back a little on that. Maybe I shouldn't say that so much anymore. For me, I have said, let me ask ChatGPT hundreds of times. ChatGPT has become my brainstorm buddy, my translating buddy, I think I could say this better. How do I say this better? I need to say this in a professional way. He's been a good friend this year. So, how about you? What was your word of the year?
This year I had 4 different clients. I juggled around 10 projects, thousands of stakeholders, budget, a lot of drama in projects. So I think my word was alignment. Like it was really, really hard sometimes because we have to manage different teams, different clients, different time zones. And just to survive, every time that I was seeing something going in a different direction, even like a small size to the right or to the left, I stopped the team or the client or whoever it was in that thread and say, okay, let's align. And on the tech side, it means almost every week saying, okay, we are deviating, let's align. So aligning was the word, and this helped to bring clarity. So alignment was mine.
Nice.
On marketing side, I think my phrase of the year was on it. Especially when this comes from my fellow colleagues, but more specifically from Christy, our CEO. But all jokes aside, I think this on a positive note, the year was marked by courage to take on new projects and to be there with all marketing efforts, especially this year, which has been quite difficult, the tech environment and all, and was that more important to have initiative, right? At least in terms of marketing. On a funnier note, I think I learned a new phrase this year, me not being an English native speaker, which is the M dash. I never knew there's this thing called the M dash, and
What is that?
the M dash, it's that punctuation mark that AI gives you whenever it gives you a response. ChatGPT, Gemini, you name it, and that slowly became like a tell that the text that you generated was generated with using a chatbot, right? And I saw the internet going crazy, detective style, and figuring out, oh, you used an M dash. That's not authentic. That's AI generated, and I think that was the phrase that I learned, M dash.
It's kind of funny because I think I've been using the M dash for like 10 years at this point. So
Yeah.
basically
I
everything
notice
I
I use
write,
it too.
like,
Then I'm like,
I
uh-oh.
literally use that dash all the time, and everyone probably thinks I just plug all my responses to ChatGPT now, but nope, that's just me. I guess I'm ahead of the curve here.
You're a
I think I still
chatbot.
don't know what M dash is. It is the phrase that they start the.
It's a really long dash.
The line that's between words, right?
Mhm.
I mean, for non-English speakers, I mean, I don't know. I never use it outside ever. I mean, I never used it. I only saw
It
it in.
indicates like a longer pause than a comma,
Mhm.
but it's not quite what you would use a semicolon for.
Oh, I know. I remove every time that I copy an answer from ChatGPT because I say like,
There you
I
go.
never used that. Why this thing is there? I know.
There you go.
So I remove and then I put a comma or I put a period and change the phrase to start a new one. I was like, why are you using this stupid thing? I never used that.
There you go. Flavia won't get caught using ChatGPT. You'll never know.
I'm clever.
How about
I'd
you,
have to
Mada? What
say,
was your. Oh, sorry, Teeny. Go ahead.
oh yeah, no worries. I'd have to say my word of the year is probably flexibility. Going between wearing multiple hats at Synergo, planning a wedding, planning a honeymoon. That was primarily my task there. Hosting various events like at home and stuff, just juggling everything. You got to be flexible to switch gears, managing multiple projects, other side tasks as well. Like you just have to organize everything. So organization would be another good one, but I like flexibility more.
And your honeymoon was a good thing, or it was like, buy a ticket now and let's travel tomorrow?
No, it was very much pre-planned. My wife is a teacher, so everything's got a
Me too.
Categorized, color coded in a duotang on an Excel sheet.
yeah. There were lots of Google Sheets related to the wedding planning and the honeymoon planning.
All right, Mada, how about you?
Yeah, for me, there was a question of the year, not necessarily a word or a phrase. And the question for HR was, do you know a developer who can do this? Do you have a recommendation for a data engineer? Do you know someone who's good at cybersecurity? So, do you know someone is probably what I've said most in team meetings. And the word of the year will forever be burned in my brain because of Christy, our CEO. It's enhanced. I will never be able to.
Same.
More on that next year, so stay tuned.
Yeah. This was just a teaser. I'm not gonna say anything.
Cool. Okay. We've got our words of the year. Now, and again, here I go again. I asked ChatGPT if I had approximately one grande size cup of coffee from Starbucks, 'cause that's a fairly global coffee unit of measurement, about one grande at Starbucks every day for the year, how much coffee was that? Turns out that that is 170 liters of coffee. I have been well fueled this year, apparently. So I don't know if anyone else has estimated how much coffee they've had this year, but let me know. Is anyone else
My
reaching
estimate
my
came
level?
out my estimate came out to 43.8, but that's I think it's because I drink more espresso sized coffees usually, so kind of
The Italian in you.
in the reduction.
Let's start the discussion about espresso coffee. That's not a coffee. That's a terrible burned coffee.
Flavia
Yeah,
and I are
I
not
also
really
don't add
espresso.
cream or sugar, so
So how
That's just
many
jet
milliliters
fuel.
or liters, Valentin, you had?
it's 3.8.
I asked ChatGPT and I drank 110 liters of coffee. I take 300 milliliters, like this size cup, and one per day.
For the listeners out there, she showed an average sized cup.
Oh yes, I forgot that it's not. Yes, yes, it's like a regular, I think,
Picture
mug
a
of coffee.
regular coffee mug.
Yeah.
And I asked the ChatGPT, like, what is this amount? Because when you say 110 liters, for me, it means nothing. But it's written here, it can be a small aquarium, a large suitcase, or approximately one project manager running 12 simultaneous projects. And that's what ChatGPT answered me. So it feels one project manager managing 12 projects at the same time.
It
Yeah.
knows you
That's funny.
so well.
Yes.
It may come as a surprise, but I'm not that of much of a coffee head myself. I have a standard of 2 cups a day. They usually fall between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. I never religiously drink coffee after 2 p.m. It messes with my sleep, with my energy levels, but I do have cravings. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
And in times of stressful situation, I usually revert back to sugar. That's my craving. I consume massive amounts of chocolate and comfort food around sugary eats. Probably a bucket load of croissants. Yeah, that's me. That's my life. My blood sugar is okay. I especially did my blood test at the end of this year, and it's okay. You know what that means? More sugar next year.
Perfect. I just checked in with ChatGPT on how much caffeine my 170 liters of Starbucks coffee is. But because they are oat milk lattes and not just straight coffee, it's only 55 grams of caffeine.
I've got a
So
good
that's
one
not
for
that
me.
bad. How many
79
grams?
grams over the year,
See?
and the lethal dose is 10 grams. I'm assuming that's in a short period of time, but like if you spread it
I
out
was
over
like,
a year, it's
what?
fine. Yes,
Oh
there is
no.
in fact. I didn't know this, but there is in fact a lethal dose of caffeine. I mean, granted, you'd have to drink a year's worth of coffee of espressos in like
Short amount of time.
In a
very
short period
very
of
short
time.
amount of time.
That's crazy. Didn't know that. Good to know.
Curious about HR related guilty pleasures.
I think I'm also an exception. So, for those of you who love coffee, cover your ears because I usually drink coffee cakes, is what they call them. I put milk in it and syrup and marshmallows, and it results in something that coffee lovers are usually disgusted with, but I love it. So,
Me too.
and
Me too.
was around 45 to 50 liters, I approximated, but I keep that low, you know, on purpose. So I'm not too extra during interviews. I don't want to be super energetic and scare the candidates off.
Scare people. That's funny.
So I try to keep a low intake of caffeine just so I can seem more composed during the many interviews that I have to do.
So you're a dessert lover as well.
I am. I am. That's why I do coffee cakes.
Coffee cakes.
All right. Another fun fact we can all laugh about here probably is our hours logged in Google Meetings. Our company is mostly internationally based. So some of us in Canada, some in Romania, some in Brazil. Is there anyone in the States right now or anywhere else?
Susan.
Susan
Susan.
is.
Okay. We've got people all over the place. So we are remote in Google Meetings all the time. So according to Gemini this time, you've probably spent between 500 and 800 hours in Google Meetings this year. That's based off of if you had 2 to 3 meetings a day on an average 5-day work week, give or take a couple weeks of vacation off. That amount of time spent in meetings is like if you watched Friends 5.5 times in a year. That's a
I
I'm
lot of
could do
pretty
this.
scared I'm pretty scared to even consider watching Friends 5 times in a row.
endlessly repeating.
Like a circle of hell.
We have someone who doesn't
I don't
like
know.
Friends,
Some
huh?
of my friends are ironically very into Friends. I've
I've
never
always been a
I've
Seinfeld
never
guy.
seen the whole series.
What?
I
That's
know.
honestly
Some people are
surprising.
really mad at me for that.
Yes.
I get bored, honestly. I get bored and I can't it's too long.
We're gonna have to cut this out. We're gonna get so many hate messages. It's
Yes, we're
got
not
such a cult
yes.
following.
This is too controversial.
I did a calculation here about the amount of hours that I spent this year in meetings. That is 520.
You got me beat.
I divided by 8, thinking about 8 hours per day of work and 20 days of business days in a month. It means that I spent 3 months in meetings,
3
like the
months.
entire day, 8
Solid.
hours for 3 months in meetings.
Just get all our meetings done for the year.
Try alignment is the word for me. I
Yes.
was aligning a lot this year.
Out, I was at 497.
There we go.
But I did go off on my honeymoon for 3
That's
weeks.
true.
So it's a slightly more extended.
I did an estimation and it's around 550, so 550. But also there were so many huddles on Slack, and those ones I could not. So let's just stick with 550.
Plus a
My-
lot of extra time, I bet. Wow. Way to go.
I enjoy it actually, so that's good.
Well, yes.
Okay, I'm pretty low in the rank, I think. My Gemini turned back 181 hours and 35 minutes in meetings, which is about a week, 7 days, roughly. But you know what I say, less meetings, more work time. And less meetings with make the logo bigger subject, which in my book translates into efficiencies.
So basically
Yeah.
you win. You're
Yeah,
not
basically
guessing.
I won
Yeah.
actually.
Can you tell us a story of a bug or a problem or an issue generally, let's not mention any names here, that came up that you had to act fast to solve or took you forever to solve, or something that was out of the ordinary that you're proud of yourself for getting through or fixing? Someone want to tell us a story?
Yeah, I think this one happened recently, but I think it happened already in several other projects. It's not special, but I always love when it happens. It's weird to say that I love, but I really love it. Is when you demo something to the client and the developer or myself, we are sharing a screen. And this happened, I was sharing the screen. And when I was trying to show the functionality, of course, it didn't work. Because the flow that I was doing, I don't know, I added a different dancer. I did something different from what I was doing on the testing part. I added one step, whatever. It was good because we found a bug on the flow and we were able to fix that before going to production. It was a demo on test environment, safe environment. This is a client that we have for more than a year, so they know about our quality. It was not a big deal, but of course that we all on the team were very stressed, like, what? It's not working for the client. And then developers run each one from one side and try and make deploy and blah blah blah. And inside the meeting, we were able to find the bug, fix the bug, deploy again, and show to the client. And when it worked, we celebrated like a goal, like, yeah, we scored. It was party and it was fun. I always love that because I know that the team is good and I will be able to manage anything that happened on the conversation side. But it's always good when we are able to fix and show the client that it's working and the team
Yeah,
was
look,
able to manage.
no problem.
We deal with that. It's just another bug. Yes, so it's good.
Funny. Nice. How about in HR? Did anything happen this year that was especially eye twitching or something?
This year we started a new internal initiative. It's like a weekly workshop. It's called Positive Tuesday because we have it on Tuesday evenings for Romania or Tuesday mornings for Canada and Brazil. And the idea is to kick off the week with a positive vibe. So we do an exercise inspired from positive psychology, like appreciation, gratefulness, character strengths, things like that, that we discovered in ourselves. And it's very interesting to get to know our colleagues from this point of view, very personal point of view. Yeah. So that's something that I'm really, really proud of for this year. Positive Tuesdays, and thanks everyone who's been joining them and sharing. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's so wholesome.
Yay.
On marketing side, I always have a gripe around the conversation around brand versus branding and trying to get our clients, potential clients, to understand the difference, because there is a difference. But I kind of get the value of them trying to go to the market as quick as possible. But in my opinion, they are burning some steps in trying to define a better brand positioning, a brand identity. And it always comes down to, okay, how fast can we promote our service or our product? but the questions around, okay, who are you talking to? How does your market look like? What value do you bring towards your customers? Those questions are sometimes left unanswered. And what usually turns out is a bad positioning or a bad marketing campaign, right? There's this old saying, garbage in, garbage out. On the plus side, a successful implementation, so to say, was having the client understand the user's behavior by looking at data, by looking at the analytics. And it was sort of like a detective. I always love a good detective story. I imagine myself being this Sherlock Holmes trying to figure out what's going on under the hood, right? And I try to analyze some patterns, some behavioral analytics, the data behind their actions, and come up with some findings, some insights. And it was to my surprise that the client found this pretty telling, pretty revealing, and that eventually translating to a better product. And it was this realization that, oh wow, we're so glad that we found this out, and we can better improve the experience in the future. So yeah, you win some, you lose some on marketing front.
My next kind of point here that we can talk about is, what is a tech trend that came up this year that you saw impact us either directly or indirectly, or something that really kind of shifted maybe in your role in the company, in the job, in the way that we've been working this year? Is there anything that stands out to you?
For me, of course, trend for 2025 was AI. We started AI saying AI is cool in the beginning of the year, to AI will take all our jobs and we be fired because of AI, to AI it will do everything for me. It's another tool. Then to the reality that I think we are right now, that is AI is helping me co-pilot my decision. And this is, I think it's aligned with how Synergo direction is going, how we are positioning as well, to always put the human as the center of the technology. Build for humans, are humans building for humans, and we use tools for that. And then moving to a place where they think AI will be doing everything, and then we start to see AI hallucinating and answering crazy things. We realized that we cannot put AI as the first line for decision, because it's not a reliable answer yet. But of course, it helps us a lot. For example, because of AI, I have several weekends back because I don't need to do reports. I just send to AI and say, prepare the report in the same way I did last month, but with this information now, and it's ready. So I don't need to keep my
Nice.
weekends doing that. On the other hand, I will not just send like a question to AI to help me analyze something and then copy and paste that to a client, because several things in the middle or will not be aligned on how I think, or it will not be aligned with even what reality is. So trend for 2025 is understanding what AI can be for us. And this, for me, was to understand this as another tool, a very powerful, but another tool that we have in technology to help us save time and do more important work that will not be the massive one that we do.
I gotta be on the same boat with Flavia here, at least for marketing and also UI UX as well. Is the speed of content creation. It saves a lot of time. Usually, specifically referring to how fast you create mockups for clients, getting web pages out the door real quick to show the client, getting visual identities shown in a more faster way that you can then improve upon and iterate faster. That meant really much on the marketing front, and also handling video and images, not just text, like this podcast that we are recording right now. It will be a lot more smoother in post editing to do and get the value out to you listeners. And on an organizational level, well, AI did impact the direction of our company as a whole. and we took our time to really understand what we are dealing with and try to be on top of the situation and to not consider it as a bubble, but try to choose our path forward. That's why you heard about enhanced at the beginning of this episode, and you will hear it next year as well, where we try to develop. But I'm not gonna spoil it right now. You're just gonna have to wait and see.
You'll have to check back in the new year.
Yeah.
How about you, Mada? Anything that came up this year?
Yeah, well, HR also was impacted by AI. Clearly, it's been very helpful. But I was thinking of another trend. It's not a tech trend, but a people trend that I've noticed, and it makes me very happy to see it in Synergo. And that is the trend of vulnerability, I would say. This year for me was filled with so many meaningful conversations with our colleagues, and some of them were hard conversations. Some of them were a bit painful, whether it was one to one or it was a group conversation. But I really have to admire the courage it took for everyone to open up and to ask for help or to vent when they needed it. I did it myself because I felt we have the space to do that. And I haven't experienced this kind of openness since the days where we all worked in offices and you couldn't help but see someone was sad and you would go over and ask them what's wrong. But I find this miraculous because everyone works remote. So maybe we just grew as a team and now we can tell, like, read between the lines when something is wrong and say, hey, something's up with you, join me in a call and let me know what's going on with you. But so many meaningful conversations this year. It was a trend I was surprised but also very grateful to be a part of.
I think that means a lot of good things for us as a team that we have that kind of trust and faith in each other, and the ability to talk to people is really definitely helps us work better together. That's for sure. All right. Valentin, do you want to tell us about the tech trends of 25? Some of the things that we saw this year?
On my side of things, it was entirely almost every single client I've had has reached out and been like, "How can we integrate AI into our projects?" I think it might have honestly been every single client of mine, which presents a unique challenge in that you have to try and find an interesting solution where they could integrate AI, because
Yeah,
there's no
that's
one size fits
meaningful,
all
right?
solution. Yeah, there's no one size fits all solution for everyone. Like each client does wildly different things, from be it health sector, video games, or mobile apps. Just it's all over the place, and every single one wants to do something with AI, but they're not entirely sure what. And they come to us and give us a little puzzle of, how can we make this work? For one of our clients, especially, we've got the ball rolling there, to actually get something really, really cool out. I think we've slotted 2026 for development to start on that. So yay.
Stay tuned. Exciting things coming.
Yeah. So we will definitely start integrating AI. I think it's yet to be determined if we're going to be building something custom or utilizing an AI that already exists to operate as an agent for that specific client. But um, yeah, it's literally just been like 2025 has been the year of AI everything. You could hear the rumblings in like 2023 when it just started. I think that's when 2022 or 2023 when OpenAI launched ChatGPT. Yeah, in terms of what the progression's been, it's literally moved so fast, going from just kind of almost gimmicky feeling at certain points to a tool that's actually incredibly helpful, incredibly useful. I've cut my workflows down significantly, which in turn enabled me to do more things faster. So I've got to say, like, it's really been a huge, huge help, and very excited to see how it can help our clients too in the future.
Gosh, very well put.
George and I were discussing what we could talk about in this episode. And one of the points that he added was the move away from screens towards ambient computing and things like smart glasses and like pins and stuff. And he has a point that says, is it the death of the smartphone screen? And I thought that was really interesting because I don't know. I guess in my sphere, having the screen and like being able to like interact with the screen itself physically is still very the only way really that I use technology. I sometimes use voice to text, but like even that I don't really use that often. So I'm just wondering if anyone else has been using like the meta glasses or anything like that, or voice to text or other things than just your screens.
As someone who's into cars, I have yet to experience a good speech to text in cars. I've been disappointed pretty continuously. You say like route me home and it's like, okay, calling Madison Barris. And you're like, what? So auto manufacturers, if you're listening to this, please work on the speech to text. It's gotten better. My 2015 car is a lot worse than my 2025 car, but the 2025 car still isn't great. A really cool one is actually it's Gemini. As someone who owns a Pixel phone, I swear this is not a product placement for Google. The feature that they definitely show in their that they show in all of their ads is one where you can just talk to Gemini and like as it's actually incredible. You can use your phone camera and show it what you're talking about, and it'll actually learn based off of that. So the one that they had used was like the scenario that they had used was a guy who said like he dropped his wedding ring down the sink drain and he's pointing it at the sink and says like how can I get it back, and it says it gave him the whole step by step of what to do. In my scenario is kind of similar. It was more of my furnace was making some interesting noises, so I was just pointing my phone at like my furnace after I'd opened it up, and I just said like, you know, what can I do? Like, what could possibly be a cause for the noise? Turns out I just need to vacuum out the blower motor, but you know, just little things like that,
Useful.
right? Like, yeah, just little things like that. But Gemini's honestly been a fantastic addition.
Yeah. One thing about like 2026 trends and what will come next. One thing that I know for sure is that with 2025 AI, we learned that AI is nothing without data, a good organized data. So I think 2026 people will realize that, and more investments will come. Of course, that all the companies will want to have AI to increase the efficiency for operations and everything that happens on the backstage of a company. It can be automated with AI, but with poor data, AI will do nothing. I think companies will realize that not just investing on AI, but without investing or organizing data. But you have a spreadsheet named real final version 23 means nothing to AI. So we are going to we are going to learn how to name our documents and how to organize these in files, and then AI will make amazing work on top of that. Otherwise it will keep hallucinating and creating crazy stuff. So I think 2026 it will also talk about data organization. I think data BI infrastructure will have a good spot together with AI for 2026. I think on the user side, user will be very impatient because or things they will not be willing to wait anything because they know that with AI things can be fast. They also will be upset with amount the mistakes that AI will have. So if they see an AI mistake in the middle of a product, they will say, okay, again, these people are using AI without thinking. Or if something is taking too long, they will say why they are not using AI to get this done. So I think users, clients will be more impatient next year because of AI, like velocity and about mistakes.
So to kind of wrap up our 2025 year in review finale podcast episode, we're going to do some team shout outs and some best wishes for the holiday season, and then we will see you in the new year. So personally, I want to give a quick shout out to both Valentin and George for helping me get this podcast idea off the ground and actually happening. Especially George, thank you for always polishing my rough outlines and my attempts at my social media Instagram posts. Check us out on Instagram, the Synergo Group. Lots of behind the scenes on there.
Got a shout out for a couple of people. I'll start with the first one who's here. Flavia, big shout out to you.
Yeah,
Congratulations on your successes with your projects.
yeah,
Thank you
congrats to
for
me.
thank you for just being yourself and just being a huge help to Synergo as a whole. It's been great having you here and look forward to many more years. Another shout out would be to, well, basically just all of the developers I've worked with. They've all been absolutely fantastic.
For my team as well, because like all the projects that I worked with, I said, of course, that I'm not underestimating my skills of communication, aligning expectations with clients, all this stuff. I know it is important, but it's impossible to do my work if I don't have a good team together with me, with the developers that can do the things that they do with the quality that they do, with the autonomy and ownership that they have, and for our clients as well, because they trusted us, they challenged us.
What else is to say? I want to thank our partners who put their trust in us, and all of the listeners out there who are hanging out with us.
I was thinking whilst you were talking, there are so many people that I would want to give a shout out to, but I think I'm just going to put them all in one category. All the people who stepped up to help out this year, because we started the year with people who were asked to step in leadership positions, and they all said yes, and they said it, enthusiastically. So we've had some changes in the org chart, and I'm very happy with how it looks. And this means that some people had to take extra responsibilities and things on their plates. So I'm grateful for that. And a lot of people helped out to do interviews, to do onboarding with the newcomers, to basically reply to everything and anything that they've been asked. And I think this is one of the things that makes us quite special, because I've never heard anyone saying in Synergo, I needed help and I didn't get it. So this is one big shout out to give to everyone who stepped up this year and who took on things on their plate that maybe they weren't planning to, but could see the big picture and what the culture that we're building and did it anyway. So thanks a lot for that. We know where the model is coming from. I don't want to give any names, but servant leadership has been taught
Sir,
to us, given to us on a silver platter. And I'm very happy to see that a lot of us are listening and following in the steps. So yeah, shout outs to all of you.
Cool. Well, thank you to all our listeners. Thanks for showing up. Hopefully we will have lots more exciting interviews, maybe some more roundtables. Maybe you could send us a message and tell us what you'd like to hear. Send us in your bugs of the year, your bug squashes, things that you tackled, things that you're proud of yourself for getting through. Maybe you have a problem that you haven't yet solved and we could help with that. Send us an email. You know where to find us. And yeah, that's all from me. Happy holidays. See you in 2026.